The Boston Celtics look to make NBA history, sweep the Dallas Mavericks in Game 4 and hang that 18th banner. The Larry O'Brien Trophy is on its way back to the TD Garden. We're going to break that down, preview the game, and all that good stuff right here on Celtics World. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Wayne Breezy and CPOG. We are live and kicking it Boston Celtics green style. Shout out to everybody out there. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this pre-game show. CPOG.
What's poppin', baby? What's poppin'?
Game 4 is here. Celtics lead by 3. I just want to know real quick, like, how you feeling? Celtics up 3-0. Ain't no way, right? You know, I ain't even going to say it, but just ain't no way.
I'm going to give it to you. I wasn't going to say it to you before that because I didn't want to blow your head up, but you did say that it's possible that we was going to sweep.
I did.
You said that, and I was like, are you effing crazy? Like, I literally was like, yo, my boy bugging.
But the reason, so that's how I felt. But the way the NBA is set up, you know what I mean? Like, where my money sound? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking the NBA gonna try to cash in. You know what I'm saying? And clearly the NBA ain't trying to cash in, dog. Like that's what's going on. Like,
well, it ain't over.
Damn. Guys, make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at Celtics World.
It ain't over, bro.
He said it ain't over.
It is not over. It ain't over. The party ain't over.
They're one win away. You're right. It's not over. Damn. I wasn't expecting you to say that. But you're right.
I'm keeping a whole stack, and not to mention, we do have because I'm also I got my fly in the ointment statement. We do have an affinity to play with our food. And I hope that they go. But I kind of feel like everybody's thinking that Dallas is going to win tonight because they're not going to allow themselves to be swept. But I see JB and Tatum and I'm going to even go Hauser. What's my man name? Come off the bench that I always wanted.
Tillman.
Tillman was a man. He was a factor in that game.
He was a factor.
He was a factor in that game in a way where they wasn't expecting him. Tillman, he got caught on an island with Kyrie. I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. But he held his own.
He held his own against him and Luka on
the island.
On the island. He did.
But we listen, and I'm sorry, to see Kyrie turned around the way he was on that play, where Tatum gave him that little dish, and then Kyrie was like, and he turned. That was classic, man. That was classic.
It's funny because on the reaction show, the only thing I be knocking our players with, because they're so big, is their ball handling, and that was beautiful artwork from Jayson Tatum, but he still can't dribble. Right, like for me. I
mean, he don't got handle, but
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like
he's 6'10", man.
But I know. Listen, I'm not asking him to have Kyrie handle. I know people gonna be like, oh, he always. No. I'm not even knocking Tatum, but we all know that Tatum and Brown aren't great dribblers. They're great ball handlers, right? But that play where he dribbled low to the ground, went to tuck the ball, and then. Kyrie bit on him, and then when Kyrie realized Tatum wasn't going to pass it, he turned around and looked at wide open, and he hit the 3. Was that the Tillman 3?
No, that was that when he hit him. That was Brown.
It was Brown 3. I knew it was one of the guys.
Brown 3.
It's a bunch of threes going
on.
Yo,
and Brown looked like Kyrie. Get your little ass up out of here. Like he looked at him like, yo, what you trying? Because Kyrie turned and he looked like he was dumbfounded by the play. Like, yo, this dude got the audacity to pass the ball, and I'm standing here.
You said something so dope, and I'm glad because I didn't get your takes on the game. So we recap. Let's just do a quick recap of Game 3. Celtics won that game 106-99. That was the score. I predicted 108-99. That was my score prediction, and we scored 2 less points, But we hit the nail. The defense, remember I said defense keeps them under 100 points. You know what I'm saying? We win the game. They kept them to under 100. They kept them at 99.
Mm-hmm.
Cliff, like just game 3. Man, just give me your recap from game 3. They heard from me already. They want to hear from you. They were missing you on the overreaction show, but it's all good. I told them you was asleep.
Well, here's the thing. With the overreaction show, I had put out so much emotion.
I know.
I was so emotional. I'm just gonna keep it a whole stack.
Your Carl Thomas.
I was on my Carl Thomas.
Yeah.
You know, and I stepped away for a little at halftime. I stepped away, and I come back. I ran to the store. I come back, and we up by 6. And I was like, because I was looking at your text, and according to your text, I thought we was starting to lose. And then I started watching how we was like, yo, we were disrespectful to them. Like it's like we didn't respect nothing they put out there, and we went up by 21. Now I'm like, I could breathe.
Mm-hmm.
When they got it down to 6, and then they got it down to 2, I was like, my nerves is too bad. Like it was like such an emotional roller coaster. That's like I won't be no good on the show right now. And then to see Tatum and to see Brown like embrace the way they embraced, like you know what I mean? Like after everything they've been through, and they talking to each other, and you know that they're speaking life to each other. You can see it, and I can't help. I'm sorry. I got a little moisture on my eye sockets, just slightly. I ain't gonna lie.
Almost there, bro. Almost there. Like,
we gonna get there, baby. We gonna get there. If not tonight, it'll be Monday.
I hear you. It's well deserved. But here you spoke something earlier why they need to get it done tonight. Like they just need to get it done tonight. They need a well deserved break. Celtics were the best team in the NBA all season long. Their record says so. And a lot of people talk bad how bad defensively they are. You can't tell me that this team, not bad defensively, but they didn't really give them the props defensively, especially going into the series because of the Luka Magic and the Kyrie Irving. This is probably the best defensive Celtics team I've seen in all the playoffs, right? And here's what I mean by that. When you look at the Celtics team and what they did in games 1, game 2, and game 3, and I expect none the less in game 4, remember I talked about the switching? They're switching on player to player and allowing guys to just man up is ridiculous. They play so physical on the switch, then it's like, dang, I'm getting this guy. Dang, I thought I was going to be able to get around this guy. Dang. And so they're forcing Dallas to score and to take difficult shots. Now, they do leave them wide open sometimes because that's perimeter defense and there's some communication breakdowns out there. But when you look at how they're able to turn a switch, they're able to turn a dial. And when they click that dial on full-blown defense, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to beat the Celtics team. You talked about having a whirlwind. I understand where you were coming from. I don't think I've ever really grasped the concept, bro, that basketball is a game of runs until game 3. Because I thought we were running away with it. And then Pritchard missed 2 stupid shots. Like, he took 2.
Yeah, he shouldn't have took.
Yeah, like, and then
we should have stopped shooting threes at that point.
And then they weren't even threes; they were step back mid ranges. And I'm like, bro, you like 5'2". You can't shoot the step back middies. Try to attack.
He was feeling himself.
I don't know. I think he thought he had his guy. He had a good look at the rim because he did break the guy down. They just weren't going in, and then we started shooting the threes. Then we missed back-to-back threes, and Tatum took. I was just like, "Oh my god!"
My thing was, I'm not saying play keep away. You know how you like on football, you go in the prevent or you go in the dime. When you got the lead. I'm not saying do that, but what I am saying is get in some half-court sets.
Yes,
run a little of the top, run a little shot clock down. You up by 21.
Yeah,
let's walk it down.
Every possession. That's when you slow the game down, right? You don't gotta keep it. Yeah.
They was like, we gonna kill him. That's what was happening.
Up by 21, the Celtics were looking to go up by 39.
They was trying to beat them by 40.
Yes. And they don't need that. And when we get into game 4, we don't need that. But just to recap in the game, Jayson Tatum finished with 31. Jaylen Brown finished with 30. Bro, didn't I tell you them two were gonna ball out because there was no Kristaps Porzingis? Like, it's not that they're a better team without Porzingis. It's just they know their job. They know their role. When they don't got their next big guy out there to give them points and efficiency, when they don't have that guy out there, they know what they got to do. Oh, yeah, you know, I'll take a little. And that's when you got to start respecting the Jays. You got to start respecting Jayson Tatum. You got to start respecting. Speaking of Jayson Tatum, I just need to get your overall thoughts on Jayson Tatum because I'm not going to let nobody, and I mean nobody, talk trash about my dog ever again while I'm alive.
Including myself. I'm not gonna.
You don't talk trash. You constructively criticize.
Yeah. Because I love
I'm talking trash. I'm talking bad mouthing Jayson Tatum. I'm talking putting him down. I'm talking about he not a great NBA player. He not a superstar. The NBA. You know how them country bumpkins be talking out there, bro.
We not doing that. He's a superstar in the highest order because of the fact that what I noticed a lot less. Somebody got in his ear because there was a lot less of this. He went to the Bing.
Yeah,
and got fouled, and they didn't call it. And it was
every
like
time. What are you talking about?
Every time, but this one particular time, he went and got a dunk, and you saw the slap on the hand.
Oh, when he got the dunk, yes.
When he got the dunk, but you see how he didn't move, he didn't flinch. Like the dude didn't even knock him off his trajectory. And when he came down, he's strong. I don't know.
You've been adamant about that every single time. You told me if he squared them shoulders,
ain't nobody could do nothing with him. And he ain't even put on his grown man weight yet. Imagine him at 30 when he put on that extra natural, like 15 pounds. He's going to be a specimen.
Yeah,
he's got a thin waist and he's got very wide shoulders. Like people don't understand. You ever had a linky kid growing up? Had to play against a kid that's really skinny but he's strong as hell.
Yeah,
that's Tatum. You can look at him and tell he's very, very strong. Let me tell you, growth. These boys grew up right in front of our very eyes,
and together
these last 2 months, and they did it together.
Can I interject this one time before you finish your soliloquy?
Say it, brother. Say it.
They grew up literally hand in hand. It's like giving birth to one and giving birth to the next, right the next year, and they get to really grow up. They get to learn each other. They get to learn the nuances. They get to win together. They get to lose together. They get to grow together. They get to cry together. They get to celebrate together. I'm tired of everybody trying to break these brothers apart. You got to stop. I'm going to start calling them Brother Jays because that's what they are. They're the Brother Jays.
The brothers Johnson, the Brother Jays.
I was just about to say that.
Brother 22. Yeah, bro.
Stomp.
Yo. Yeah, so JB gonna be the one that slap.
JB on the bass.
On the bass, and then JT gonna be the pretty.
He on the guitar. He on his print shit. Because he light skin. He on his print shit. Yeah.
We gotta do that.
Yo, I don't know how to do it, but we'll figure it out. But
we'll figure it out, Bray.
Figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Listen, I'm liking it, man. And I want you to finish. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you said something that hit me, and I'm just like, yo, you said that they grew up together. I'm like, wait a minute. They did. They literally 2016, 2017. I think those were the years. I hope I don't got them wrong. Or 2017.
2017, 2018.
2017, 2018. Either way, it was 1 year. Let me just double check. I just want to make sure because they're gonna tell us if we right or wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was 18 because Tatum was 19 years old.
It was 18, and I think that was the year we got Kyrie in them, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So 2016, 2017. I was right. Jaylen Brown came in 2016. Jayson Tatum came in 2017.
Damn, they've been there 70. Well, yeah, they've been and they only didn't make the playoffs one time.
Yes, 6 to 7 years. Yeah.
Hey, let me explain something to you. Who gonna stop them from doing it again next year? Because now they done been through it,
bro.
Who gonna stop them from doing it again next year?
So I'm notorious. I love watching clips of the pressers because I feel like that's when the players are most vulnerable, and that's when the media asks the most dumbest mother-freaking questions you can ask, right?
But they do that on purpose.
I understand that. I just wish we could be one of those media. We wouldn't do it on purpose. We go in there knowing what we gonna ask.
I'm gonna ask the questions that need to be asked, but I'm not gonna be trying to get a reaction.
Yeah. But that's what they be trying to do. This was the question they asked Jayson Tatum, since we're talking about Tatum, about the chip, and then you could finish your soliloquy.
Obviously, it'd be cool enough to hang an 18th banner. I get that's the bigger thing, but there's never been a Celtic team ever with a better playoff record than what you guys have to this point. You guys have a chance to be second all time in I mean, it's like the 86 team went 82-18. You guys could be 2 games away from that. It's like the second best Celtic team ever in terms of record. How much more would that add to it when you think of all that this franchise has done? You guys could be at the top of a whole lot of lists in that record book.
I didn't know that. That would be really cool. But you know, you guys probably would say we didn't play anybody to get here, so we just have to do it again next year.
Yo, I fucking love Jayson Tatum.
Give it to him. We got to get the applause.
Bing, 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 bing. Yo. Did he hit you with a Wayne Breezy? What did you used to call me? What was that thing? Passive aggressive comment.
Yeah, that was very passive aggressive.
Listen, man, you probably gonna say we ain't playing nobody to get here, so I guess we just gotta do it again next year.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that ain't the boy we know. He is a man.
That was class, though. That was class.
That's grown man stuff.
That's right there. Man right there.
That's grown man stuff right there.
You know me. At 26, I'd be like, "What you think?" You know, never mind.
At 26, I'd have been like,
bleep, bleep. But listen, I'm looking at the Celtics, and the Celtics are saying to themselves, "We gonna bust they ass." Listen to me. Oh yeah,
it's all good. It's all cool.
Listen,
it's cool.
But listen. Luka, you and I go back to our preview show. That preview show we did before the final started. We both conceded that no matter how dope Dallas offense is, they got to defend 1 through 5. Can't nobody take no time off of nobody. Everybody on the court for us. You can't double us. You can't do none of that because you got to pay attention to. I start in 5. Any one of us can get hot and light you up. So you got to play straight up defense. So everybody got to be able to guard their man. And Luka is, and they've been, the media been eating them up. They've been eating them up, and justifiably so. I sent you a breakdown of his debacles on defense, and it was atrocious to the point where it was like, yo, dude. But my thing of it is that he's gonna be more mindful of the defense. But look at Luka. Luka plays one type of way. He plays very slow. He does not have now. He can do all that with his feet, but he does not have defensive footwork in the least. He can try it. It won't work in game 4. This is something that he's going to have to work on for the rest of for the foreseeable future. But he can't defend, and he's not. And listen, when you have a team like the Celtics, he's actually a liability. I don't care how much he scores. He's a liability on defense. Well, you got to think of the Timberwolves. Gobert ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna score nothing but scraps and get backs. Connolly was spent. He old. He wasn't gonna do much. The only thing you had to really look out for was Towns and was Edwards. There wasn't really much after them.
And
if
Towns,
you really think about
Towns
it.
like to shoot.
Yeah,
So,
and
so
there you
you're
go.
not gonna bang down in the middle. I can't, bro. Yes, and we've said this, and it lets me know that we know what we know what we talking about, because I just heard the greatest player of our time, like right now. I mean, well, not our time, but the young people time. It's still Jordan for me. LeBron James was talking to JJ Redick. He specifically came out and said the same stuff we said, but he took it to a whole nother level. And when I thought about it, it made all the sense. In the Boston Celtics, Cliff, I know you don't like certain pieces here, whatever. We got to do this because of injuries, whatever. I get it. But the thing that makes the Celtics dangerous is they got 4 players, bro. 4 players that can distribute and control and run the offense.
And that can be superstars on any team. You got 4 guys that can go and have their own team someplace, and they sacrifice and all stand on the same team,
bro.
But they ain't really sacrificing. They getting their bread.
But what I'm trying to say is we got 4 players that literally can orchestrate what we do on offense. So that forces a team like the Mavericks that struggles to switch, and the moment they get caught up in the switching because they're slow, they're missing out. And so that's why the Celtics are going to put up 40, 45 3-point shots every single night, because teams aren't quick. The only teams we struggled against, Cliff,
are fast teams that push the ball. Fast teams. That's why people don't understand Cleveland. I said that. After I was mad the first 2 or 3 games, But after I started looking at it, I was like, we're going to struggle with them. Our bench primarily because they pushed the ball.
And that's why I didn't want to see the Knicks, because they got a little guard that's going to push.
We're going to bust their ass next year. The Knicks ain't got nothing for us.
But I'm talking about, like, I mean, I'm just saying, we struggle against these little quick guards. Luka not quick. He not little. So we match up well.
Well,
so
he does this shit every play, man.
He's pushing off.
He pushes off on every play.
He's pushing off. But listen, they letting it go because Tatum pushes off too. They letting it go. The only person that get really those calls are Jaylen Brown. Like, and he don't even fully extend. He's too strong for these cats.
He dark skinned. That's why.
There it is. They can see it. All right, so let's go and we're gonna flip to script. All right, so here's right now the injury report. I'm gonna go with Porzingis being questionable, probably some type of a game time decision. You know what I'm saying? Mainly because he's out there, man. Like he's out there shooting around. Man.
He need to play.
I don't know if he needs to play. I want him to play.
If we secure the championship tonight, I would like to see Porzingis at least
1,000%.
I would like to see him at least play at least a quarter, man.
I think he plays. I think he plays 27, 20, 30 minutes. I think he even gets 30 minutes. How about that, Cliff? I think Porzingis gets 30 minutes. Dude, should he start? Nah. If ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'll be honest with you. He shouldn't start next year neither.
Nah, because you don't know what's going to happen with Al. So, like, does Al retire?
If we win, Al should leave. I would go out on a high note, Al.
Right.
I mean, Al did what he had to do.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Like, walk right off into the sunset. You got your listen, can we give Al a round of applause?
Give him Al.
He came to Boston after his Atlanta run. He signed them, big deal. Then he left.
Didn't he go to Philly?
He went to Philly. He went to OKC first, though, remember?
Yeah, he went to OKC, then he went to Philly. When he went to Philly, I was not happy about that.
He didn't want to be there. Listen, and then we got him back. And I think even though he wasn't as young when we got him back, I think we got some of the good years of Al. He turned into what one of the best 3-point shooting bigs of all time. Like, he led the league in 3-point percentage last year.
If Al gets, and people are going to disagree with me, I don't care. If Al gets the chip this year, Al should be a Hall of Famer.
All right, so guys, let us know if you agree with this. If the Boston Celtics when the Boston Celtics win the championship, does this make Al Horford a Hall of Fame player? That's the question I want you guys to kind of like answer. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section. Let us know what you guys think out there in real time. All right, we are curious to know. Like, that's a good question. That's something we could talk about a little bit later on too, as we continue to our Celtics World show. Like, you know what I mean? But will Porzingis play in this game? Cliff saying yes. I'm saying yes. And it's gonna, I think this helps alleviate a lot when it comes to the Celtics, because now your bench is good for at least 12 points, minimum. And that's just from him. Sam Hauser can continue to play the dominant.
Sam Hauser came out. He came out a little bit there last game.
He can continue to play that aggressive defense that you like. He's switching. And then this takes the ball out of Peyton Pritchard, because now you got the big guy on the court. Pritchard's going to look for some cool lobs and try to make plays, right? Opposed to having to be the one to take the shots. Because Peyton Pritchard was 0 for 4, man. 0 for 2 from the 3 in Game 3. He hasn't had a really good series. He was also -1 on the basketball court.
I don't. Well, I mean, I know those numbers they're great, and I know the numbers don't lie, but I go with my eyes and I go with my gut. And Peyton Pritchard, his style of play embodies a town like Boston. It embodies the Northeast. We're Northeast. We are Northeasterners.
Yes.
Blue collar, get it out the dirt. Hard workers.
Mm-hmm.
And he embodies. He's a little man. Like I always say, he's a little piece of leather, but he's well put together, because there's no fear. There's no fear in that little dude, man.
That's what you love.
He's coming forward. He'll go down in the bing with the big dudes, knowing that he about to get might get his skull cracked. But he don't even care, man, and that's what we love. That's what they love about him. It doesn't matter. You remember, like, I don't know if you probably don't remember the little firecracker players. Like, we had McConkey. What was his name for the Giants? Little firecracker. The dude from the Eagles. They had the movie about them little guys.
Yeah.
Those little guys. That's what he reminds me of. Like, he knows his little 100 nothing, 5 feet nothing. But none of that matters to him.
He plays big.
He plays big.
He plays really big. He plays big. The thing is though, like, you know, I think with it just, let's just keep it a buck. The playoffs, it's a script as far as what the Celtics need to do to get the goddamn job done. I think throughout the regular season, there was times Pritchard would go off. There was times Pritchard would get to that bang and finish. There was time, like, we know he can do these things. I think his job is to facilitate that second unit and make sure that it continues to flow, to give JB rest or Jayson Tatum rest when they need that type of rest. And so he's out there with a guy like Porzingis. This is great because Porzingis is at the top of the key. He's stretching out the defense. Is keeping the bigs out of the paint. And this is going to allow, right, those guys to kind of like tee off and shoot. So I think this is where Pritchard will activate. I do want to switch the script because we talked about Porzingis playing in this game. Let's talk about the rotation in Game 4. What do you think the Celtics rotation in Game 4 is going to be? Just a quick reminder, it was Xavier Tillman off the bench, Sam Hauser off the bench, and Peyton Pritchard off the bench. What
were our bench total points?
Our bench total points in Game 3, my brother, was 12 points total. 9 for Hauser, 3 from Tillman.
Tillman hit a timely 3 though.
Timely 3. Wide open timely 3.
Wide open timely. And Tillman was the factor. He was the factor from the bench. I think that Tillman worked better than Tillman worked much better than Cornette because although Tillman is not as long, he's got a strong base and he moves his feet very, very well for a man that size. He moves his feet very, very well, and the moment wasn't too big for him. I mean, let's tell the truth. The moment was, a lot of guys get their moment, and superstars, the moments are too big for them, which some can say about certain superstars right in these here playoffs.
You're right.
And at sometimes I was wondering that about our guys. In some cases, I'm not gonna lie, because I just felt like who we are.
You can say their names because I think Sam Hauser struggled shooting.
Sam Hauser was the biggest one to me. It seemed like
he's a big letdown in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, he froze in the headlights, but he redeemed himself.
He's redeeming himself defensively, and that's the key. And you remember, like, you know how you get rookies or get like players, role players, whatever. Like, to see more minutes on the court, you got to go out there and play defense. If you can help get a rebound or help your team get buckets in transition, this is going to up your take. And so for Sam Hauser, I just need him to come back out there, still have the mindset to know that you are a killer from the three-point line, and continue to play with the energy that he's been playing. I think Sam Hauser, this has been his best series against the Dallas Mavericks, and we talked about him not showing up like in the big-time moments. I'm sorry, man. First round ain't big time. Second round ain't big time. Eastern Conference Finals ain't big time. The finals are big time, and he's absolutely showing up. Round of applause for our guy Sam Hauser, man. Round of applause.
And at some point we're gonna be interviewing these guys. We're gonna be right in the locker room. The Celtics Green Pod. Listen, bro. It started somewhere. ESPN started as a trailer in the middle of nowhere up in Bristol. All right, and look what they built. All right, listen. I ain't scared, baby. Yeah, and you're not either. You put your money where that's one thing that a lot of people in our circle don't do that we do. We put our money where our mouth is. I ain't just about talk. I put my money where so I ain't just talk. So what I'm saying is that you and I together, this is predestined. What we're gonna do is gonna be great. Next season is gonna be must-see TV for me and you. Must-see TV.
Must-see. Cliff, I'm glad you said that, and thank you for those kind words too, bro. Is there any possible way that Game 4 doesn't go the way you're expecting it to go in your head? Any possible way? And before you answer that question, I just want to put out, per NBA, Drew Holiday has been masterful through these 3 games. He's the first player with 100-plus minutes, 10 assists, and 0 turnovers in a 3-game span and in an NBA Finals series since timeouts were first tracked in the 1977-1978 season. 100 minutes plus, 10 assists plus, 0 mother freaking turnovers. Drew Holiday.
True.
Did you hear about Drew Holiday? Did you see the Embiid comments?
He said. Did Milwaukee
give us the championship?
Well, that's kind of a slight to Dame, but
that's a big slight.
It's a big slight to Dame. But listen, look what Drew was doing. Look what Drew was doing. Do you see what Drew was doing?
And then if you go back, see the thing about us, we keep it a stack. If people don't know what a stack is, that means we keep it 100. If people don't know what 100 is, that means we keep it real. Okay, that's the definition. Stack, 100, real. It's the same.
Real, son.
Right. All right. And so, we've talked about Drew not stepping up in that Miami series. He was gone. He was lost in the sauce. But look at it, man. Like remember, Cliff, I said it comes down to the matchups, right? It comes down to the matchups. We're going to talk about some of these key matchups tonight, what the Celtics got to do against those key matchups. But before we get that, man, is there anything that you feel might not go according to plan tonight that will not allow the Celtics to win this game?
Maybe the refs held their whistles on game 3. I'm gonna be honest with you. They let them play. That was the finals like baby, like from the 90s. Like they let them get physical with one another.
It was close again, Cliff. 14 attempts for the Celtics, 16 attempts for the Mavs.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is
it's close.
It was close, and that's fair. I could do with that. And it's odd. Was Brothers wasn't on that cruise on Wednesday night?
I'm not specifically sure off the top of my head. I'll have to look that up.
But here's the thing. It's hard to tell because at the end of the day, that game 3 was a lot of energy was exerted. We only working on a day rest now. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I just don't know. I can't call that. I don't know what team is going to show up. Maybe they show up and go, let's get this out of here. Or, they tighten. Dallas is like, I just can't get swept. I mean.
Right. So Dallas is coming out scrapping, fighting, kicking, screaming, crying, clawing. They're coming out doing all the stuff.
Yep.
To use that energy, right? But that's the thing. When they use all this energy, they kind of particularly run out of gas. All right, here's the cookie, right? So last game, Josh Green played 22 minutes. I ain't seen Josh Green all series long. Now he was the reason why they went on that run. His defense. Do you think they switch it up a little bit? And is that somebody we got to figure out? Because when Josh Green was on the court, Celtics couldn't score.
Yeah, that's small work, man. That's light. What do you say? That's light. That's not nothing I would worry about. They don't. That's merely an adjustment, if you ask me. And I'm sure that was duly noted in the last game, and we'll be prepared for it. Yeah. I think that the Celtics go. What happens tonight with the Celtics don't got a damn thing to do with Dallas.
Yeah, it's for me, and before we get into these key matchups, it's just hard, because it's we start off slow, we win the game. We start off fast, we win the game. We don't shoot well from the 3, we win the game. And those have been all 3 games. And I'm trying to figure out how can the Celtics particularly lose this game or give them this game? How can they give it? And it would have to come down to what we stated at the very beginning of the show. We just go out here and play with our food. And when you're up 3-0, and you lose, you're playing with your food. I don't care if they come out punching, clawing, scrap. None of that matter. The Celtics need to have that same mindset as they had all season long, right? All series long, especially. And for me, it would be yo, bump that. Let's be super disrespectful. Cliff, I got this from you. Let's celebrate on Nay Court.
Yeah. It would be dope.
You know what I mean? Let's celebrate on Nay Court. Not only will we start our vacation early, we can celebrate in Dallas, hit the plane, celebrate on the plane, get home, celebrate with our fans, and keep it moving. That's 3 celebrations.
That's 3 Yeah, keep it pushing, baby.
Key matchups in this game, Cliff. What you got for us, baby?
I think that This game, Luka. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it.
He's gonna come out on fire. I know.
Luka gonna come out on fire. If it's whether he can keep it up, whether Luka and Kyrie can keep, because they're both divas. I mean, Kyrie's doing a good job of growing up, but at the end of the day, you find out who a person. Hard times reveals real character, and
you stated something, and I want to tell you what their game plan was. So our job is to stop Luka. And see, I beg to differ. I feel like our job is to stop Kyrie. Because Kyrie, to me, is the catalyst. Luka is the closer, the finisher. Like, he's going to be all around the guy, right? So you got to figure out how to get rid of that second guy. The second guy, it's almost like, in football terms, double Jerry Rice. If John Taylor cook you, then John Taylor the man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, they got two players that you got to kind of like double, but the Celtics aren't doubling these guys. Here's what the Mavs game plan was, and we'll never know if it was going to work, but I really feel like it was going to. I felt like it was working, and you talked about Luka getting tired. He's gotten tired and ran out of gas in 2 of the 3 games. I can't tell you that he ran out of gas in game 3 because he fouled out, and so what they were doing was they were letting Kyrie be that guy in that first quarter, in the second quarter, and even in the third quarter. And Luka was just continuing to add to that. And then, Luka gets into foul trouble, fouls out of the game. I think their game plan is to let Kyrie be that catalyst, let him go off early. That way Luka has the minutes and the energy to close out the game. And so I think you're going to get that game plan tonight. From the Dallas Mavericks, because they might have felt like that was working. They just don't know if it would have worked because he fouled out. What are your thoughts on that?
Luka still has to play defense.
Which means you need to keep switching. Yeah, just keep throwing guys at him. Just keep throwing guys at him. Right.
So whether he's initiating them, and whether he's driving the ball, whatever, he still has to stay active, and he still has to play defense. So at the end of the day, he doesn't have the best conditioning, as we've all seen throughout these playoffs, and at the end of the day, you're going to get the same results. Now, them coming back was as a direct result of us not playing the way we were supposed to be playing. We were missing shots. We were taking threes early in the damn shot clock. Not even 10 seconds into the shot clock, we're shooting threes. Thanks. You up by 21, going into the fourth quarter. You walking the ball up, and you using at least 20 seconds of that damn 24-second.
See, clock. I'm cool with that ISO 3 at that time. Like if you walk the ball up. And let's say you move the ball around a couple of times, you get it back. Let's say you don't move the ball around because that's the game plan. I'm cool with that ISO 3. Like that makes sense. And if it don't go in, I'm cool with it because you wasted 20 seconds on the damn shot clock, right? Like you took 20 seconds off the clock. It's the timing. It be the timing and the type of shots, right? They so notorious for 3-point shooting that Jayson Tatum in the third quarter at the timeout. Did you hear what he said?
No, I did not.
He said, guys, we got to take better shots. We got to stop shooting them fadeaway shots, including myself.
As long as he had himself. Then, okay.
Bro, he said including me. He said including me.
I can receive that.
Is that accountability?
You the main one.
Yeah, right. He the only one. But is that accountability or is that accountability?
And he had the camera on him, so you know he was mic'd up. So you can't say like you got it.
Nah, because I feel like Michael Jordan would have been like, "Yo, y'all got to stop shooting them wild ass shots."
Man, let me tell you something. I love Tatum and I love Brown. Couldn't none of these guys play on the Jordan. They wouldn't be able to play. Maybe Brown could.
Brown, different show. But my point is, he took accountability, whether he was mic'd up or not, and the fact that he talked about the bad shots. Because I thought that only you and I talked about bad shots. I didn't think people even noticed that they took bad shots, because they take bad shots, and so they gotta eliminate the bad shots, right? Get better looks at the basket. And it's really the Celtics game to lose, because they just gotta come out and continue to do what they've done. They've done everything. Coach Joe Mazzulla has been the best head coach in the league all season, and by far the best head coach in the playoffs. And he used to give us ulcers in our stomach. This dude has been calling the timeouts. He's winning all of his challenges. Like, what can Joe Mazzulla do other than make sure his team gets to this victory, bro? So that's why I'm like, they really gotta not show up.
And you know what I love about it as a Boston fan?
What's that?
They're so young. Even the coach. They're just so young. They're gonna be in the conversation for years to come.
Years. Tatum gets his supermax. They're probably gonna try to ink out a deal with Derek White. You're bringing the same team back. You got Porzingis one more year. I don't know if Al Horford's gonna retire. We'll figure that out after this joint. But and all they got to do is keep the bench with Pritchard, Hauser, because those are your two, and see if
you might want to beef that bench up.
They could try, but it comes down to money. So we talk about beefing up the bench, it comes down to money. It's a whole nother show. We'll get into that. But when I'm looking at the bench, I'm saying to myself, okay, maybe does Brissett, is he still with the team? Is Fee still with the team? Jaden Springer, is he developed? Jordan Walsh, their first-round pick last year, does he develop? So you got players that can possibly develop and to start to fill the gaps to where you save yourselves a couple of bucks if they start to develop. If Jordan Walsh can turn into that kind of like 3D type of guy, right? They got a person that can be active around the rim. They got a person that can shoot the three from the corner. So they got another stretch big in Jordan Walsh, even though he's like a 4. They got another wing or whatever you want to call him. They got another guy that they could potentially continue to keep the chain moving. So the Celtics, you know, and I still think they do address guys, but they got Drew coming back. They're bringing this team to run it back. So Cliff, they got to get the job done. And up 3-0, the ultimate question is, do they get the job done? Do they sweep the freaking Dallas Mavericks? That's the ultimate question. Do you got your broom ready, or do you feel like it's going to be a Game 5 back at TD Garden?
I don't know. This is the one where
don't play with that food, dog.
This is the one that I'm perplexed about this one, bro. I don't know.
How do you feel? Do you feel confident, or are you nervous because it's Game 4 and they might not come out with the same type of energy or whatever? Like, what's making you say you don't know?
That's very possible. It's very possible that we don't come out with the same energy. We don't come out with the same intensity because we've pretty much delivered the death blow. I mean, like it's like that little long lizard. What do they call that thing? The dragon thing. You know, it'll bite the lamb. It'll bite it, and the lamb will run away, and he just be walking slow right behind them. He just walking slow right behind him because he don't already bit you. He already got the poison in you. We don't already poison them, the venom. So if they win tonight, you know, it don't matter.
It doesn't. You know what I mean? Because they got to win 3 more in a row. Like, you know what I mean? Like
they literally have to beat us 4 times. That's something ain't nobody been able to do.
No one. Okay. Not one team ever.
So I'm not so. Knowing that, because the way Boston feel, I can't speak for them, but you got to go back to Boston anyway. So, you know, if you got to play another game, you got to play another game. You got to get on the plane and go home regardless. I mean, but Dallas, like, you got to ask yourself, do you really want to go all the way to Boston, get your ass beat, fly all the way back home when you could just stay home right now? You could be in Cabo on Saturday. You know what I mean?
I do.
You know, you could be in Italy or wherever they vacation at, on a yacht on Saturday, on Sunday. Why would you go to Boston, knowing you have no chance? So, you know, I would like to think we won. I would like to think we won tonight.
All right, final question before we jump up out of here, man. Get ready to enjoy this game. Tip-off is right underway. It's about to go down. Here's my last question. Who should get Finals MVP, Tatum or Brown?
Brown. No. It's all predicated on what Tatum does tonight. Now, if Tatum comes out tonight and shows his naked ass, then I say Tatum. But and it's not so much of the points. It's his presence, and he was the glue guy. He was the glue guy. I'm sorry. In this series right here, he was the glue guy. He was doing the first couple of games, he was dishing. I mean, he was putting out dimes.
Was up. The dime was up. We had a game with 12 dimes and 8 dimes. The dimes were up.
And so one would say he sacrificed his own production for the sake of the team.
He sacrificed his scoring.
Yeah.
But the production was still up because he was a plus on the basketball court, and he was making the distribution was crazy, right? And more importantly, they were finishing, right? So like I could pass the ball to you, but you still got to score for me to get the assist. So like his dimes were beautiful. They've been beautiful.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Just a psychological standpoint. Just think of Hauser. Think of Hauser and think of Drew and think of White. And your star, the guy that's universally known as the best guy on the team. Mm-hmm. He's dishing in a finals game. He's under the basket, but he thinks enough of your talent to give you the ball. That's got to empower you.
That's not Jordan-esque?
That is Jordan-esque, but
opposed to LeBron-esque?
No, LeBron is a very unselfish player.
No, that's my question again. Isn't that Jordan-esque? I'm not comparing our guy to Michael Jordan in any kind of way. But when Michael Jordan became greater,
when he started relying on others.
Come on, bro.
George Gervin and them was on his team. Like Orlando, like when I saw the team he came in with as a rookie, and they told me he didn't win a championship for the first 7 years. He ain't have nobody on his team. Understood. He had George Gervin. Like the Iceman was that. He wasn't even. Yeah, he was crushed like ice. He wasn't. He wasn't. Yeah.
He was on his way out. Now I got you, bro. But that's why I asked that question, because you said that he was the glue, and his mentality is to make sure that the others get to eat. I think what we're starting to see from Jayson Tatum's perspective, and I'm hoping others will see it on the Patreon. I got a Patreon channel. On the Patreon, we're going to do film breakdown once I get a hold of how to get the film.
Oh, my God.
Because we don't have to worry about getting here on a YouTube channel. So we'll do film breakdown. So you got to go to patreon.com/@TheWayneBreezy, and there will be a tier where we'll do some film breakdown. All right? Check this out, though. What I'm saying is, if Tatum is 26 years old and he's already understanding the concept of drawing the attention, the double teams, the blitzing, the triple teams, and developing the playmaking skills and having the trust in the other players, whether they're superstars, all-stars, role players, bench, it doesn't matter. He's passing them the ball. Like, that's going to make Tatum, to me, one of the most dangerous players in the NBA. If he's developing that
for the foreseeable future,
if he's developing that, now I'm not saying you got to go out there and make Magic Johnson type passes, because no one did it like Magic. But if he's developing that, and we're watching it happen now in these playoffs, he didn't have to go in the offseason and work on it. He's like, but all season long, he's been getting that ball out. Cliff, this is going to make him probably one of the most scariest players. And I know we talk about guys getting to the bing and Anthony Edwards and finishing and whatever. Look at what Tatum is doing. It's sophistication. And I think having a counterpart, having a co-captain, better choice of words, like Jaylen Brown, probably the smartest guy in the city of Boston, having that guy helps everything work that much more smooth.
I totally agree, man.
Cliff, we got to do score predictions, bro. This is the best part of the show because I was so close. I got to get your score prediction. Hold on one second. Let me type this in here. Score predictions for tonight. Cliff, ready, set, hit us.
I'm gonna give Dallas 109. And we're gonna get about 116, 117.
I like it. I'm gonna go with the Celtics being the most dominant defensive team in this series, keeping Dallas under 100 points. Right, keeping Dallas under 100 points.
So that would be crazy.
That would be. We will have so much to talk about.
Oh,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Celtics 105. Nope, Celtics 104. Dallas 95.
Let's go.
104-95. Thanks for tuning in to Celtics World Podcast. Give yourselves a hand clap out there. You guys have been amazing. We love y'all. We'll see y'all on the rebound after this, man. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.